and we are interviewing Jukebox the Ghost tonight. Can you guys introduce yourselves and what you play in the band?
Yeah, my name is Ben, I play piano and I sing.
My name is Tommy, I play guitar and I sing.
I'm Jesse, I play the drums.
Awesome. So what have you guys been up to the past couple of days?
We took a hellish late night red-eye flight from New York to LA, and then today did like a vloggy thing, I don't know, like a podcast, and now we're here. So it's actually been a fairly quick couple days. We had 2 shows before in Philadelphia and Jersey, and now here we are.
We were in Switzerland 5 days ago.
Wow, that's
Played a festival in Switzerland.
What was that like?
Awesome, beautiful,
Swiss.
quite Swiss.
And I've noticed that you guys have been playing a lot of free shows lately. What's the reason behind that?
It's just a summer thing, I think. You know, a lot of people, like, there's a lot of like free festivals or you know, radio shows or, you know, little free secret events like this. And I don't know, there's like it's really just a summer thing. I don't quite know how else to explain it. Also, we like playing free shows.
What's your opinion on like age-restricted shows?
They stink.
Yeah, we're good.
We're a big proponent of all ages shows when we can. That's always been a rule with us and like our booking agent. We said when given a choice, always make it all ages because it's just messed up. And all of our fan base is under the age of 18, so
it's never the band's choice. It's always there's like laws within the city of what they can do in clubs, and it's the venue. So never blame a band if it's a 21 and up or 18 and up show.
For example, Kansas City, Missouri has a rule that any show that's below 500 people cannot be all ages. It's just some arbitrary rule they developed, you know, as like a anti-drinking rule in like 1895, and it's stuck to this day. So if you're playing anything that's not like an arena, you're basically playing a 21 plus show.
Speaking of your fan base, can you describe your fan base, like area, age, whatever it is in your opinion?
It's all over.
I mean, yeah, it's all. There's no area that. I mean, it's, you know, the East Coast is perhaps stronger than the West Coast, but
Attractive.
Earnest, nice
smelling,
good smelling.
Really nice smells.
Yeah. Tall,
short,
Dorky.
cool.
Cool, very cool. Hip.
interrupted anytime.
It's all good. Is this wide array who you have expected to attract?
I don't think we. Well, the thing is, by virtue of the kind of music we play, we've never really been targeting a specific demographic. We're just sort of making music that we want to make, and I'm consistently, the same reason that I don't really know who our audience is. I don't think our audience knows who they are either. I mean, some shows will have 40-year-olds, and some shows will have 15-year-olds, and it'll be everywhere in between. So we never know. And we've toured with bands who, have very young audiences, like Jack's Mannequin or Hello Goodbye. We've toured bands that have, 40-plus audiences, like Brand New Ladies. So it's we've spanned the gamut, whatever the gamut is.
And you guys released a music video for your song "Somebody" today. Do you guys want to talk a little bit about that?
Yeah, we did a one-take, very choreographed, but sort of perceived as flash dance video of the song on the Coney Island Boardwalk. And since I was walking by the beach, you took it out of frame, and these dancers were doing amazing things. Awesome.
Why did you guys decide to go in the direction of doing a one-take video instead of editing it out? That would be much easier.
In this instance, it just made so much more sense with the budget, with the time, and with the type of video we wanted to do. And with dance videos, a one shot has its own sort of novelty to it.
It seemed kind of relevant too.
Yeah.
Current as a format. Why not try it?
And we hadn't done a one-shot video before, so that kind of.
How many tries did it take you guys to get it right?
We had 5 total tries to get to choose from. 2 of them were, I think, totally ultimately totally.
I think that was take 2, though.
No, it was the last one.
Was it?
Yep.
Okay, the shoelace one.
Yep. The last complete. Yeah.
Did you guys close down the boardwalk or anything?
We didn't close it down, but we had to get permits and all this sorts of other stuff, and we had a cop on site the whole time. I don't know what to do, but he was there.
How did the random people passing by react to your video?
Actually amazing. It's sort of like an experiment in mob mentality, but everyone would immediately go to the sides and get out of the way of the camera, and I don't know, people respect like weird things happening, and they want to watch. So by the end of it, we walked maybe a good 200 yards in the direction of the camera pulling back, and this huge crowd, this semicircle of people would build as we walked towards them, and then it would disperse as we dispersed.
No one tried to jump in the shot.
One take, we had a guy run his older gentleman, not particularly well put together, rammed his grocery cart into a pillar, and then just sort of looked around, and then a man in pastels was waving in the background. So we did not keep that one. So other than that, everyone was pretty respectful and good, and stayed out of the way.
Okay, this is kind of random, but on your Facebook page, in your About section, there's a biography of William Taft.
Great
Can you explain
president.
that?
Great president.
That's our bio. That's. I mean,
Synonymous with our history.
it's a direct parallel with our history
It's
as a
actually
band.
an allegory.
It's an allegory.
We're still figuring that out.
Yeah.
Or
It's
just a drool.
Big president.
We're figuring that out.
Nice and simple.
That's it.
Well, if you want to hear the real story, it was when we started our Facebook page. I think our manager wrote me an email saying to put a bio in there, and so I just copy and pasted the biography of Howard Taft, William Howard Taft into the field, and then it's stuck. And now if we change it, people would get mad.
I'd get mad.
I like it. Your most recent album, Safe Travels, was released on June 12th. What kind of feedback have you gotten from it?
Overwhelmingly positive. People that chose the lyrics from the very first day. It's been wonderful. It's been encouraging and supporting, and I don't know. We're all really happy with how it's going.
Have you had any tough critics?
Oh, sure.
Yeah, but that's a given. Nobody makes music that is unanimously liked. We haven't had anything that's like negative or hateful, and among our fans, it's been almost overwhelmingly positive. But there'll be some reviewers that are lukewarm to it or whatever. That's fine. That's the nature of the game.
And by making, by the nature of art, people have expectations of what they want to see out of it, and they might not have necessarily got what they wanted out of the record, but we did. So we can only hope that people will follow us on the ride.
And you guys stated somewhere that this album was a big creative change for you guys. What exactly was different about it?
I mean, briefly put, it was more dealing with bigger topics head-on, speaking and writing from a more personal perspective instead of almost third-person storytelling. We had a big year with some major events, family-wise, whatever, and we were writing about it and dealt with it, and weren't ashamed to be perhaps a little more directly emotive on the record this time out.
I've noticed that you guys tended to combine darker lyrics but more upbeat lyrics. Why do you guys choose to write music in that style?
I think I've always been of the mindset that the best pop music, even if it sounds incredibly sunny, has kind of a hint of darkness to it, and that's, I think, where you get some kind of emotional resonance. Because otherwise, if it's positive and bubbles all the way down, it doesn't really stick with you. It doesn't. It's hard to get a lot of feeling out of something that's just completely surface. To me, the stuff that is the most powerful is when you can find a way to bring joy out of something that is sad, or somehow reflecting on life in a way that's or something negative and turning into a positive thing. So we've always sort of lived by that in lyrics and tried to juxtapose that with some sunnier melodies.
Do you guys like talking about the meanings behind your lyrics during interviews? Because I know a lot of bands don't like doing that.
You can ask.
Okay.
Yeah.
Can you give us a story behind a song? Just choose a random song. What's the story?
Yeah.
Ghosts. Ghosts has a cool little concept.
A Ghost in Empty Houses. So that's a new song off Safe Travels. And it kind of stemmed from, I was reading an article that was talking about saying that at any given moment in the United States there were 2 million empty houses, and I just thought that was such a haunting image, and so that's the opening line of the song, and it just goes on from there, sort of a contemplation on what what happens if you have unfinished business and you die? But then it sounds super fun. So,
I actually have an anecdote. Maybe it's because we're standing in front of the you can't see it, but we're standing in front of the Capitol Records Tower. I have a little anecdote. Guys, just follow me. But the song God Only Knows by the Beach Boys, beautiful song. You know, I think many would say it's just beautiful, but I think others would say it's actually a really dark song. And it was actually kind of like, it was debated in the studio that the song started with the lyric, I may not always love you. And I was like, we can't start a song with I may not always love you. And they're like, yeah, you can, because I may not always love you, but long as there are stars above you, you'll never need to doubt it. And if you're so sure about it. And anyway, it's kind of like, I always remember that. You know, when I'm thinking about stuff being dark and then turning it around.
it's an example. Right?
You guys are wearing plaid shirts, you guys have lots of facial hair. Do you consider yourself hipsters?
Jesse does.
That's not true. I listened to Saves the Day on Spotify the other day.
Doesn't justify.
And Private Session was off.
Doesn't
All
justify.
right. Well, let's take a step back for a minute. We all the three of us live in Brooklyn, in New York. We're all wearing tight pants, and this kind of plaid-y, flannel-y kind of shirts. If we said that we were not hipsters, we would be kidding ourselves.
It's just like, I don't know, we play in a band, we have to look like we play in a band. Jesse likes fashion, I think the most of the band, and pays much attention to it, but I don't think you'll find the pretension within the band that's often associated with hipster look.
In the same way that our band isn't really,
We're not
a hipster band. We don't really appeal to that demographic.
Yeah.
How do you define the word hipster?
Jesse goes to
It's tough.
No, that was
And
my
what's-
answer.
Yeah.
Oh, me. Oh, wait, that's
Okay.
took that question.
That's a good definition.
Speaking of hipsters, we recently had an article about hipster culture and its effect on music. What is your opinion on that?
I mean, it's just another thing. There's just always been some sort of cool sort of counterculture, and hipster would be the one right now. That's all.
That's all.
I don't know if it has any meaning anymore. It's
In the 90s, it was alternative, I suppose, right?
Alternative, and then indie, and then grunt, whatever. It's just whatever is the counterculture fashion.
And in 2001 in New York, hipster might have seemed like something very unique, but I don't know. It's just at this point it just means you shop at Urban Outfitters. I don't know if there's an ethos or anything behind it. Right?
It's not Paris in the 20s, but you could call people in Paris in the 20s hipsters too.
Yeah, hipsters in every generation.
You guys have a Tour of the Motion City soundtrack coming up. How do you feel about that?
It's great. Full national, pretty much every major city in the country.
Have you guys performed with them before?
No, I haven't. I've had friends that have toured them before, so they're great guys and all that sort of stuff. But no, that'll be our first.
What are you guys looking forward to the most?
On that tour?
Yeah.
I think it's always fun to play rock venues. We've done some cool tours with great people that hit up theaters. Like we did a great Ben Folds tour, but it was like a lot of it was theaters. It's kind of fun for a band like us to come into a room full of people that don't know us and have it be general admissions. So
Sometimes seated shows can be a little like you're playing for your grandma. Whereas a rock club really judge how well you're playing by your frequent. They seem a little way more valuable.
Seated shows I can't stand. You guys have any last comments or anything you'd like to add?
No, not really.
Alright. Thanks.
We're Jukebox the Ghost, and daily tunage is better than your daily banana.